Welcome to the fine print, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Caleb Teskey, and we got a good one for you today. I want to take a little quick minute here to thank everybody who tuned into the last few interviews. We had a couple good ones in there. Trent Hancock from out in Oregon, Ron Durbin, Tess Adam, Morris Stringer, some really good stuff. And we've been talking about weed quite a bit to this point. I want to take a little break for a little thing I call the small business shout out. And today, well, fuck it. Let's bring him right out. Today, we got my friend. Let's see. Can't unmute your guest there. Mike isn't connected. Okay, well, let's see. Let's bring him on. Maybe that'll do it. It's John Tomassoni from Tomassoni's. Oh, your mic isn't connected, John.
How about that?
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
It's from Tomassoni's Bistro in East Burke, Vermont. It's John Tomassoni. John, welcome to the show, my man. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. This is awesome.
Hell yeah. Before we get into anything serious, I like to do a little bit I call 5-minute life story. Would you give us your 5-minute life story?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So basically grew up down in Maryland, and out of high school in 2008, I moved up to Vermont, started going to Linden State College, and man, Vermont's just been my new home ever since. Now I got a almost 9-year-old daughter and a home, and just freshly started a business a few years back. So this is my new place. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just trying to establish the business.
What's it like growing up in Maryland? Tell us a little bit about Maryland.
Lots of crabs, lots of water. They always say that saying crab cakes and football, but it's for me, it was the beach. It was the water that makes that place so special, which is why I got such a passion for water. And thankfully, Vermont has these beautiful lakes that I can enjoy the water up here, But I feel like that was the whole life growing up in Maryland. We were always around the water, man. That's what it's about,
Yeah. Hell yeah. We got Willoughby. That's it.
Willoughby's tight, though. Willoughby is tight.
Yeah. So John, let me ask you this, man. When is the first time you ever worked in a restaurant?
Oh man, so that started back in Maryland at this rib house, Adam's Ribs, and this also Mexican place I worked at in high school, Salsaritas, which is how I actually learned to do the burritos that are on my menu to this day. Were inspired by that place. And but the Adam's Rib House, man, that was a brutal spot. That I hated that job, actually. That was like the first kitchen job I landed, and it really did not have a good positive experience the first time being in a kitchen. It made me not want to work in kitchens. But
what were you doing there?
Moving to that Salsaritas place, the Mexican joint, that actually expanded my brain and let me learn to love cooking. You know what I mean? I loved working at that shop. It was really inspired me a lot.
And then, so when you move up to Vermont, where's the first restaurant you worked up here?
Okay, so that's actually where the pizza started. This was the Pizza Man right in Lindenville. I'd started just delivering, for a couple of years, and worked my way up to start making pizza, making the dough, stretching the dough, and definitely found some serious passion in just the whole dough process. I think that's kind of what led me on the path that I'm on right now with pizza, to be honest.
And so when did you end up at Burke? Was that after the Pizza Man?
Oh, yeah. That was after the Pizza Man. I worked at a couple different restaurants up here before that. I was at the Kingdom Tap Room, which is, I believe, where I met you back in the day. And
I'm not allowed to discuss that. Yeah.
But after the tap room, I was sous chef in there. I moved on to sous chefing at the Fog and Goggle. And in that place, I learned a whole bunch of stuff, too. That was really awesome. I love those people. Big shout outs to Dan and Sarah. They crush it. You know what I mean? And but yeah, so from there, I then moved on to work with Cole Hunter, who was head chef. And then I became his sous chef at Burke Mountain, which is also where I worked with you for a little bit, too.
Yeah. It was fun, dude. We had some good times up there.
Wicked good times. Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, so that's where the pizza night started, up at the mountain.
Right. And didn't they buy you your own oven just so we could crank those pizzas out?
So funny story about that. That oven was up at the Bear Den before we moved it to the hotel kitchen. So me, Cole, and some guys, Mac McCarthy, and my buddy Ian, we all moved this oven from the Bear Den down to the hotel. And then that's how the pizza night started to get happening at the hotel again.
Tasha used to come through just for pizza night.
Well, you and Tasha actually inspired one of my pies, which is one of my top sellers this day, which is the feta special. So that's a big shout out to you right there on that one.
That's all Tasha. No, that was her, man. I had nothing to do with
it. That's Tasha's idea right there. Yeah.
You say we'll rename it to Tasha. Yeah, dude.
Put it Tasha, on. I think, it's gonna have to happen.
You always seem to be in a good mood when you're at work, John. Is that a fluke, or is that like, are you actually having fun?
I think when you start just working for yourself, things start becoming, the more serious things start to become not so serious. You get to have a little more enjoyment out of the day. You know what I mean? And you get to have a little more fun with it, you know? And so it almost becomes not work, you know? And I think that's what's happening for me, and which I really like, you know what I mean? Because we don't all want to just work our life to death, you know what I mean? So
I'm doing my not work right now.
That's what I'm saying, you know? And if it starts feeling like that for you, then I think you're on the right path, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yo, so let's go after Burke. Because then after Burke, you kind of started doing this. You had the Tow Behind trailer there, and you were just you're just down at the Orange Run, just crushing it constantly.
Yeah, so the trailer idea came right after the pizza nights at the mountain. You know, just like, man, I could start doing this for myself. You know, and so I went up to Derby and found this used trailer on Marketplace right on Facebook. And as soon as I got the trailer, you know, it was just all an idea. I was like, now I got to get an oven. You know, found an oven, and you know, it wasn't like the fanciest oven, but it wasn't like the, you know, most piece of shit oven either, you know, but it did the job. And so we fired that baby up and started popping up at the Orange Ride, and people started booking me for private parties and stuff. And I'd be rolling in their backyards doing my pizza, and that kind of all evolved to where I'm at right now at the spot in Burke at the Bistro. You know, so
yeah. How'd you decide on that location? How'd you decide you were going to get an actual, like a physical location, and how'd you kind of pick that one?
So I actually I only really knew of this spot that I'm in right now is the old Willie's spot. And, but as I was working at Burke Mountain, for Travis Chapman when he was head chef, and he said this place Willie's has a beautiful brick oven inside. You should just go check it out. You know, because I was just interested in looking at ovens, you know, and, so I go down there, and the space was being occupied at the time, and I think they were just using it for their catering business. I think Chris Willie, you know, that's what he does right now. But so anyways, once they were getting out of that space, they actually reached out to me to see if I was interested in leasing that space, you know, because they knew I did wood-fired pizza. So that was kind of the key to get in there, you know what I mean? That was the connection there.
And, you know, I hate to bring up maybe some bad memories, but boy, there was a little bit of a rough start at the opening.
Oh yeah. And you can say that for sure. You know, we did have a couple fires from using that oven there. You know, we didn't obviously know they were going to happen. You know what I mean? The oven hadn't been ran in a long time, and I did fire it up with the guy who helped build the oven, and everything went smooth for a couple weeks, but then, you know, some heat was getting through the insulation, I guess, you know, and that's what it seemed like and turned out to be, and did ignite some wood under the walls there a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like weird design, man. Like whoever designed that is like, why did you put wood underneath the fucking...
It is still kind of a mystery of a couple things, but you know, yeah. I think just old building, who knows? But yeah, the insulation was definitely a factor from what we found out, you know. But
yeah, now like we came through on the opening night, or I know I was there, and I walked in. It was funny because I walked in and there was like nobody in there, and I was like, poor John, his opening night is a fucking total flop. And then I went up to Katie and I was like, I would like 2 pizzas, please. She's like, yeah, that'll be an hour and a half wait. You got 20 tickets on the board already.
Oh yeah, man. We had some pretty hectic nights first kind of getting going there, but you know, The whole newer system and the newer ovens we got now that we're able to keep up with the volume. I think we're smooth sailing as of right now, which is sweet. Just looking back where we were and where we're at now, you know what I mean?
Have you streamlined everything? Because it seems like between just the two of you in there, you guys can crank out a lot of shit.
Well, yeah, between me and Katie cooking on the line, and we got Chelsea or Lydia, you know, shout outs to them. They crush it. My whole team, they do such an amazing job. But just the three of us, we're able to hold it down, you know, so which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And so I want to get into the menu a little bit, but I had I wanted to ask you about tourist season a little bit.
Oh, yeah, which is kind of right now, you know, mountain bike time, you know.
Yeah. Are they coming through?
They are here. They're cruising along. The trails are they're getting busy. Yeah, and we're definitely been picking up. Every weekend seems to be getting a little busier as more people, you know, the weather starts getting better, and definitely seen a lot of tourists come up.
Nice. Now, and weren't you doing something with the bottom floor of your spot? Because you got that whole bottom floor down there where you could have like a band or something. I don't know what you do down there.
So that's the Hazel's tap room. So the landlords who own the whole property there opened up this Hazel's tap room bar now and lounge, and got a great craft beer and wine selection downstairs you can enjoy. The shuffleboard down there, and opens up to a nice outdoor patio right out to the vineyard and the Brook River. So it's a nice setting to enjoy some food and a good beverage, you know.
Is that what's back there? A little vineyard? Yeah.
Little vineyard. Yeah, absolutely. It's nice.
Yeah. And the river's right there. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Nice, Brooke. Take a little swim when you get too hot. You know, it's great. Great.
All right. Hell yeah. I never thought about that. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had your employees on the list too. I was going to ask, shameless plug for Katie. I love Katie. She's such a sweetheart.
She is the best. She crushes it, man. I got to tell you, yeah, for a person who has not done this kind of like line work that we're doing right now and hopping on since this past October, she has stepped it up huge. So huge shout out to Katie Johnson there, right? She kept
I know what Katie's like a nurse, and she was just like, fuck this. I want to go. I'm going to a restaurant.
Yeah, change your pace for sure. But no, she stepped up to the plate. Yeah.
She works super hard. Every time I talk to her, she's just like, I work 36 hours a day, 12 days a week.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, let's run it down a little bit. Tomassoni's Bistro. I'm here with John Tomassoni. I do want to ask you a little bit about your partnership with Libbey's there, too, because that seemed cool. But, let's start running down some of your menu, John. What are you serving over there? Because I like that you've opened it up to more than just pizzas.
Oh, yeah. So we're doing a lot more than pizza right now. I mean, you know, the menu is small. It's simple. We rotate some things around. But, some of the top hit sandwiches, we're doing the Greek style gyros right now, the lamb beef gyros with the homemade tzatziki sauce, you know what I mean? And then those, man, they're just so good, so refreshing. Honestly, one of my favorite sandwiches, you know? And so those have been a huge hit, and we're going to keep those flowing around. Another newest hit we're doing is our fried chicken sandwich. It is just an absolute slammer. We hit it with our house lemon chipotle aioli on it, you know, our cheddar, our bacon. The hand breaded chicken breast is just phenomenal. You know, it's a great cut of chicken on a great brioche bun. You know, you just can't go wrong with it. You know,
are you making your own? Are you making your own buns, Johnny?
Not making these buns right now. I'm doing. I'll do my sourdough baguettes because I make that out of my pizza dough. The burger buns right now would be a little too. That would be a little too much. We're moving a lot of those, but it's a good bun I get through my company.
Word. Where do you get your bacon from? I know a lot of people were using the North Country Smokehouse or whatever.
Yeah, the North Country bacon's good. This is this Black River brand bacon that I get through this company, Black River. I got, and it's a good Vermont bacon. I like it a lot. You know, I've played around with a lot of bacons, and this one's got a good smoke to it. You know, nice little hint of that maple on it. It works good for everything I use it for.
I've been hearing word of your chicken sandwiches, John. That's why I had to stop on chicken sandwich for a minute.
Yeah, dude, they're something. You got to come try one out.
I do. It's been a minute, man. We got to get out there. Maybe for my birthday, Tasha will cruise me out.
That's right. That's right.
It's coming up Tuesday.
Oh man.
Yeah. Cool. So let's keep running down the menu. Tell us what you got, man. I bet
Okay,
you know
yeah.
the whole
So
thing.
our hand cut fries are insane. Growing up in Maryland, we used to hit this place in Ocean City on the boardwalk called Thrasher's Fries, which those kind of inspired me for what I go for in my French fry. I know everyone does French fries a little differently, but some people tell us we got some of the best fries around. So, if you haven't tried them, come out and try them. The fries are amazing. Dude, we also do a straight up OG smash burger that is, people love to come in and get. It's about as simple as it gets, but it's just done right, squished right on that flat top perfectly. That's Katie's jam. She crushes them things out, and just hit it with that good old classic American cheese, double patty on the brioche bun, and dude, they are so good. They hit the spot every time,
I'm gonna let you run. Yeah, run right down. I already looked at it. I had it somewhere. I was gonna pop it up, but it didn't fit well on the screen. It looked too tiny.
Yeah. So for wintertime, we were doing all sorts of different types of soups. We're kind of cutting the soups down because it's nice and hot. And we're trying to, me and my family, shout outs to my mom, my pops, are really big on the business. And they're crushing it with the desserts right now, So while I'm focusing on my pizza dough and all the other stuff in the bistro, they're hitting the desserts, the pastas, the raviolis, you know what I mean? That's a really big thing they're doing on the menu. The gelato, we got your homemade gelato right now, which is just insane. You got to try the gelato out.
Your parents are doing that.
Yeah, this is all my dad and my mom. They're on the dessert game right now. They're retired, but they're heavily involved in the bistro business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they seem super supportive. I've met them a couple times, and they seem like super nice folks, man.
Yeah. They got their kitchens all certified at their house, so they just plug away at their house and bang all that shit out, and they do a really, really good job.
I was wondering how you were getting all this done.
Oh yeah, no. So when I'm at the bistro, we're busy there, dude. So they got this whole operation at their own house doing all the dessert and the pasta game. Like they're
Nice.
so big on it, dude. I'm so thankful to have them going along into the business as well.
Mm-hmm. And it sounded like what I feel like I read a post the other day. It was a picture of homemade gnocchis, and it was said, "Oh, this is grandma's. This was grandma's recipe, huh?"
Yes, it's a
Tell us. Will you tell us about grandma a little bit? Sorry to cut you off there, but yeah, let's hear about grandma.
So, man, big inspiration on just growing up eating and making these noodles. Just traces back to early childhood of these gnocchis. This potato noodle. And at family gatherings, just filling the tables up with these things, and rolling them up. And always just was a good time, you know what I mean? It was a good time. Just the process making these noodles, And so to have them on the menu to this day is huge, very special. But yes, that was my dad's mom, my grand, and she was the gnocchi master,
There's always a grandma in there. I feel like in every family that makes good Italian food, there's a Nona up the line who just did that shit every day. Like,
yeah. She taught us the ways.
Awesome. That's cool. That must have been fun.
Always a good time. Absolutely.
Like I see a lot of Italian restaurants where they're just kind of like reheating frozen shit. And they don't actually make anything in house, and it's disappointing. It's like,
oh, dude, yeah. If it's done homemade, you can't beat it. You know what I mean? You definitely can taste the difference for sure.
Yeah, and if you're not making it, well, I mean, at a certain scale, I imagine that becomes very difficult. But like on a small scale, if you're not making your own pasta and shit, is it really Italian restaurant?
And with the system that we do, we actually like doing the smaller batches because then we rotate whether we're doing the gnocchi or we're moving on to the raviolis, just to keep it switching up. You know what I mean? So
I tried the raviolis.
How'd you like the raviolis? Those have been people have been really liking those actually.
Yeah, and there was some kind of cheese sauce with that, and it was
we just do a pretty simple queso blanco with some jalapeno in it, but it's the house-made chips. We hit them in the deep fryer and do their.
Oh no, with the ravioli, you gave me a cheese sauce.
Oh, that was the garlic cream sauce. Sorry, yeah, there's a couple different sauces we're playing around.
It was killer. Tasha loved it. She loves pasta with cheese on it, so that was perfect.
That's good. Hell yeah.
Every time I come home with your food, I have a happy girlfriend.
Oh man, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, it looked like, dude, you had a bunch of soups going on. I didn't know you even did soup, man. That was a nice
Yeah,
trick.
you're more of a wintertime thing, just kind of soothes the soul in a good wintertime. But we did some good French onion soup, some Thai coconut chicken curry soups. Oh my God, man, the list goes on. But yeah, lots of different, really crazy good soups. Summertime, we're easing up. We're gonna do some other different types of salads probably coming up soon. But just changing up the game on the menu a little bit. We're bringing the margarita pizzas, are the newer thing, back for the summer, because now we're going to get some fresh basil going, some fresh mozzarella, and that's a nice refreshing pie to keep on the menu. You know what I'm saying? So,
Are you growing any herbs out back?
starting to, yeah, I kind of had a late start for the vegetable garden, but we got a couple different types of basil and oregano, some rosemary's, got some herbs and stuff going, so some tomatoes and shit. So
Cool.
that'll be cool once those get kind of growing up.
How about that marinara sauce? You gave me some of that too. That was also killer.
Oh yeah, we make that right in house too. That's a great sauce right there. Done with a good, just Italian style San Marzano tomato. But it's done up right. You know what I mean? Hit it with some good veggies and saute them up, and it's about that good tomato.
Mm. Yeah, and that's one thing I've noticed. I never used to eat tomatoes, but I'm coming around now. I don't know what happened, but I like tomatoes now. And you can totally tell the difference between like a shitty, like a Price Chopper tomato, or like a nice, like organic, like the flavor of it. It's just so much more like fruity, and sweet.
Oh,
And those,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of tomatoes out there, man. They are going to give you a little bit more of a tang than others, more sweetness than others. So, but that was kind of cool playing around, because I've definitely really appreciated these San Marzans, man. They're the shit.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna take a note here. Let me write that down.
Yeah, write that down.
I'm getting the big stories today, guys. Oh yeah.
Love
and you
it.
said fresh mozzarella. Are you making your own cheese?
So I'm not on that. I'm working my way up there. I still got some shit to learn there, but I do order this Maple Brook Vermont made fresh mozzarella. I mean, it's a little pricey, but it's so worth it. The flavor is just amazing. So the melt on the pizza is just phenomenal. You can't really go wrong with it. So
Is that something that
shout outs to Maple Brook, because they crush it with the cheese. I'll tell you that.
Is that something that's important to you? Sourcing your shit locally?
As much as I can. There's obviously some products that are hard to get, but yeah, I have to shout out to Black River and Performance Food Service. They always helping me out, trying to help me source anything as local as I can, the best. And then obviously anything that's harder to find, they help me find it. You know what I mean? So
Nice. So your supplier is helping you look for shit.
Absolutely, whenever I need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely, for sure.
That's cool. That's a nice little helping hand there.
We need it in this business. You need it.
And I see you were also working with Libby's a little bit.
So sometimes I get some meat products off Cole Hunter there for sure. He does a great job. His barbecue's phenomenal, and yeah, dude, it's nice working together. I used to do some pizza pop-ups right in front of his meat market, so he'd give me some barbecue, I'd give him some pizza. You know what I mean? We always had some cool shit worked out, but more than that, he's just one of my best friends, man. I love that guy, and he does a great job. Us both being food business owners and in this world, always got a lot of good stuff to talk about, ideas to share, and it's always a good time hanging out with him.
Yeah, and it looked like you were also letting them use your kitchen or something.
Yeah, so I've gone on a couple trips, and he can pop in my kitchen and run his kind of smoke menu when I'm not there. And actually, right now he's got his smoker trailer out back. So on Thursdays he's doing pop-ups with the outdoor bar and moving his barbecue along. So
is that every Thursday?
That's every Thursday as of right now. He just started doing that a couple weeks back. Yeah.
What time, John?
I believe that's 4 to 9 o'clock on Thursdays.
Cool. That's awesome. It's nice to see you guys still collaborating.
It's cool, man. I love to do it, man. And in this local area, you don't have as many options to go out. So the more people you can kind of, work with, I think the better,
Hell yeah. You should name one of them pizzas after that. You should make up a weird mashup nickname of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That might be coming around soon.
Word. What's up? What did we miss anything on there? You got any secret hidden items that we don't know about that you're
Trying to think.
we ran through most of it. We hit the pasta, we hit the hit the fries, we hit the
Even
pizzas.
the OG chicken parm. Did we talk about the chicken
Oh
parmesan?
no.
That's getting done up with the homemade noodles. That's also hand breaded, done up with some buttermilk and a nice breading seasoning mix that we do up there. And that's been a big seller as well. People be coming back for the chicken parm. So if you haven't tried one of the chicken parms, please try one of them out too. They're on point.
Is the pizza sales, are you still selling more pizzas?
We're
Or
moving a lot of pizza, you know what I mean? But I think that people have been discovering the other sandwiches and other side of the menu too, where a lot of that food is cruising along really well too, you know, which is cool to see.
good, good. I was wondering how that would go.
Yeah,
It
no,
seemed
it's
like
been a
a
good,
lot of
honestly, you know, I think we're moving a lot of pizza. And we're also moving a lot of all of the whole grill side menu too as well.
that's nice. Is
Yeah, it's
any
pretty
like it must be weird trying to do prep for all that stuff. I mean, it's a lot of different things to get together.
You know, I kind of it is and it isn't. You know what I mean? I'm trying to keep the menu smaller because you know I don't. To be honest, I don't really like a big gigantic menu. You know
You
what I mean?
don't need it.
Like gives you a headache when you go out and want to get something to eat. You know what I mean? So having a few good small heady options honestly is all I ever want. You know?
Yeah, I guess it's not that big now that I think about it. Maybe it's just written out larger on the marker
Yeah,
board.
yeah. That board does develop some artwork sometimes and a lot of crazy colors. That's kind of how we like to do it.
Well, dude, I'm super glad to hear that things are going well, man. I was wondering how that was going to turn out, and it seems like I was going to try to get you on last year, but I'm glad that we waited so we could kind of see how this goes. You know, and it seems like every time I'm there, that I run into someone I know, or I met Dan O'Reilly's wife. What up, Alexandra? I think.
Allie, yeah, she's the shit, man. She's cool.
Yeah, it was great. It's just a nice meeting place, and I bet once you get the tap room downstairs now, I bet that provides like kind of a whole new ambiance because it's a really beautiful spot with a patio out back.
It really does, man. It's a great addition to have, and just another spot to go explore and enjoy yourself with friends. You
And
know.
you don't own it, right? So you don't have to deal with the liability.
No, yeah, I just do the food, man. I just focus on the food.
That's cool. So they're drawing more people in for you,
Exactly. I mean, yeah, it helps out. It helps
and
out.
you for them. Yeah, yeah. That's
Absolutely.
that's a nice combination. Well, John, you also said you're going up to Canada today. I don't want to keep you too long, but what are you
Yeah,
doing up
no.
in
So me
Canada?
and my buddy Cliff Savage. Shout out to my boy. He's one of my best friends up here. I love this guy. We're gonna go grab some sushi at the spot that he's been to. So yeah, we're gonna go on a little sushi cruise.
You're going to Canada to get sushi.
Yeah, I mean you got to do it sometimes, you know.
All right, John. Well, I told you it'd be about half hour. I got about a half hour. I want to ask you if there's any at the end. I always give the guests the last word here. So I want to ask you if there's anything we missed or any shameless plugs or shout outs you want to throw out here. Now is the time. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for being here. It's a pleasure seeing you, my man.
It's a pleasure. I just want to give a shout out to you, my man, and thank you for letting me be on here and just talking about the bistro, the business, the history. You know, it's all been really, really cool. And so I hope everyone comes out to the bistro in Hazel's and comes enjoy some heavy food because it's the spot.
I got your number scrolling across the bottom there.
Yes, yes. There we go, baby. That's what's up.
All right. John Tomassoni, Tomassoni's Bistro, 802-427-3381. Go check him out sometime. Thank you so much, John. And remember, guys, the devil's in the details, and the details are in the fine print. Peace.
That's right, baby. Yes.